Someone says something to you. It wasn't even rude necessarily. Maybe it was a neutral comment. Maybe it was a joke that didn't quite land. Maybe it was silence, a text left unread, a look that felt cold. And yet, somehow, it lands inside you like an arrow. You replay it. You analyze it. You wonder, what did they mean? Why did they say it that way? Was it about me? You carry it with you, through dinner, through your evening, into bed where you lie awake, running the conversation again and again. You tell yourself you shouldn't care this much. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. You tell yourself to let it go, but you can't. And you wonder, why am I like this? Why does everything feel so personal? Why do other people's words have so much power over me? Here's the truth I want you to hear loud and clear. It's not about you. And once you understand that, truly understand it, you can stop carrying what was never yours to carry. The validation, making them feel seen. Let me describe what this feels like for so many of us. You're in a conversation. Someone says something that could be interpreted a few ways, and your brain, instantly, automatically, goes to the worst interpretation. They think I'm stupid. They're mocking me. They don't like me. And once that thought lands, it's like a hook in your chest. You can't focus on the rest of the conversation. You're rehearsing what you should have said. You're scanning their face for confirmation that they meant to hurt you. Or maybe it's not a conversation at all. Maybe it's silence. You sent a message. They didn't reply. And your brain fills the silence with stories. They're ignoring me. I said something wrong. They don't care. This isn't just being sensitive. This is your brain doing something very specific. Something that was designed to protect you. But now, in modern life, it's causing you pain. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're not too much. You're not broken. You have a brain that is working overtime to keep you safe from rejection. Because for most of human history, rejection from the tribe meant death. Your brain is trying to protect you from being cast out. And it's using a very old map to navigate a very modern world. The science, theory of mind plus egocentric bias. To understand why you take things personally, you need to understand two things about your brain. First, theory of mind. Your brain has a remarkable ability to imagine what other people are thinking. It's what allows you to empathize, to anticipate, to connect. But here's the catch. Your brain imagines other people's minds using your own mind as a template. It assumes others think like you think, feel like you feel, notice what you notice. So when you replay a comment over and over, your brain assumes they are also replaying it. When you're worried about how you came across, your brain assumes they are also analyzing you. They're not. Second, egocentric bias. This is a fancy term for a simple truth. You are the center of your own universe. Everything you experience filters through your own perspective. Your brain prioritizes information that relates to you. It assumes you're more noticeable, more memorable, more central than you actually are. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. You feel like there's a spotlight on you. You feel like people are watching, judging, evaluating. But here's the liberating truth. Everyone is standing in their own spotlight. They're thinking about themselves, their own worries, their own insecurities, their own awkward moments. You are not, I promise you, the main character in anyone else's story. And when you realize that, the weight of what you think they're thinking about you starts to lift. the reframe, removing shame. I need you to hear this part clearly. When you take things personally, you are not being weak. You are being human. Your brain evolved to care deeply about what others think, because for your ancestors, being accepted by the group was a matter of life and death. But here's what changed. In your ancestors' world, feedback was immediate and clear. If you were rejected, you knew it. If you were accepted, you knew it. In our world, we're surrounded by ambiguous signals. A text left unread, a tone we can't quite read, a comment that could mean 3 different things. And your brain, desperate to know if you're safe, fills in the ambiguity with the worst possible story. Not because you're paranoid, but because your brain is wired to prioritize threats over safety. Better to assume danger and be wrong than assume safety and be dead. That old wiring is now misfiring in a world of emojis and unanswered texts. So when you take something personally, you're not broken. You're just a person with a perfectly normal brain, trying to navigate a world that sends your ancient survival system into overdrive. The question isn't, how do I stop being so sensitive? The question is, how do I stop treating ambiguous signals as threats? The tool, the not about me filter. Here's a tool I call the not about me filter. It's simple. It takes seconds, and it will change how you move through the world. Step 1. Notice the sting. When you feel that familiar hit, that arrow landing in your chest, pause. Don't react, don't replay. Just notice. I'm taking this personally. That pause alone is power. It creates space between the trigger and your reaction. Step 2. Ask the question, out loud if you can, in your head if you can't. Is this actually about me? Or is this about them? Not rhetorically. Actually ask, and then sit with the answer, because here's what you'll start to see. Most of the time, it's not about you. It's about their mood, their insecurity, their bad day, their stuff they haven't processed, their story they're carrying. People project, people deflect, people speak from wounds you know nothing about. Step 3. Return it. Say to yourself, this was never mine to carry. I'm giving it back. Not out loud to them, just in your own heart. You're not being cold, you're being free. The identity shift. Here's what happens when you practice this. You stop walking through the world bracing for impact. You stop scanning everyone's face for evidence that they're judging you. You stop replaying conversations, trying to figure out what you did wrong. You start moving differently, lighter, freer, more present. Because you know now, most of what people say and do has nothing to do with you. You start seeing people clearly, not as judges or critics, but as fellow humans, carrying their own weight, speaking from their own pain. And you start asking a different question, not, why are they doing this to me? But what must they be carrying to act this way? That question doesn't just free you, it softens you. So here's your invitation this week. The next time you feel that familiar sting, when a comment lands like an arrow, when silence feels like rejection, pause and ask yourself, is this about me or is this about them? And if it's about them, which it almost always is, let it go. Return it to its owner and walk forward, lighter, knowing you don't have to carry what was never yours to carry. You're not too sensitive. You're not broken. You're just a person with a brain that's trying to protect you from rejection. And now you have a tool to remind it. We're safe. We don't need to carry that. Thanks for being here. Drop a comment and tell me, What's one thing you've been carrying that you're ready to put down, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.